So I know that for some of you, your results are out, you've seen your results, you don't like the results. Maybe you weren't even expecting something that low. You know, you wrote your exams and your exams were good, you weren't expecting that low, or maybe it wasn't so good and you're not expecting the best result, but maybe not that bad, right? And you know, even if you were expecting your results to not be good, there's just still the sadness that comes with opening your results and seeing that it actually wasn't good. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you how to handle it in this new semester. I think I made one short video, like 2 minutes, where I spoke about it, like, oh, don't be sad, you know, encouragement kind of stuff. But in this video, we're going practical. We're getting past the motivational level and telling you what to actually do in second semester, just to make sure that you do not repeat the same mistake in second semester. So let's get right into the video, shall we? So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is to process it, but don't dwell. Like, it's okay to feel bad, it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel disappointed, but don't let it turn into self-pity. Don't wallow inside of it. Like, I mean, it's okay to even cry. Maybe you cried the day you saw the results, or you cried for like the first few days, not just one day after you saw the results. It is completely fine. You should already be getting to the point where you are getting past your bad results, especially if you have started another semester. I do not expect that at the top of your mind is still your bad result. Like, let old things pass away, because that result was just a temporary setback, not a permanent label. In fact, I'm not even going to call it a setback, because really is a university experience that interesting if there just isn't one semester where it looks like everything kind of went wrong, right? So it is completely okay for me to spend 10 semesters in the university, 8 semesters in the university, or maybe 12 semesters in the university, and just have a few semesters having my bad days. Like, it's completely okay, right? So process it, don't dwell on it, move on. Then the second thing we need to do is to figure out where exactly we went wrong. Second semester has resumed, and we do not want to make the same mistake that we made. There's something that I said in one of my videos where I spoke about, you know, mistakes I made that cost me so many A's in my results. It was the fact that the results that you eventually get at the end of the semester is not just about your examination performance. It is a cumulative effect of how you spent your whole semester. Because if you read the whole semester in one night, ain't no way there's not gonna be a difference between you and someone who has been reading the semester from the beginning of the semester. Why? It is simple. If you get 3 months for a semester, for an exam that you just have to write in 1 week, 2 weeks, max 3 weeks for some people if the exam is not too spaced. I'm going to say 1 week because if you do like law exam, they just put everything in 1 week. It simply means that you were not programmed to learn all these things in 1 week. So if you feel like you read a night to the exam and you covered it, and it looks like yes, you can get away with it, but it will get to a point where it won't be working. Why? Because it was not objectively made to be like that. So maybe it worked for you last semester and you thought it was going to work for you this semester, and it didn't work for you this semester again. Maybe you had seen it work for someone and you thought it was going to work for you, and it didn't work for you. Your semester was just a lot that you didn't have time to be studying mid-semester, and then eventually you had to just, you know, scramble stuff to read few nights to the exam or few days to the exam, and it just didn't go well for you too. We need to find where we missed it. Did we underrate the exam? Did we study properly? Were we attentive in class? For some people, it was attendance that caused it. Now, I'm not saying attendance in the sense of you not attending classes to listen to the lecture, which could also be a factor. It could be that the lecture actually used 25% of your attendance or 75% of your attendance, for instance, that you didn't meet up to. Did you study the wrong topics? Did you use the syllabus to study? Were you trying to cover what you learned in 3 months in 3 days? Did you revise few minutes to the exam, few hours to the exam, or overconfidence wanted to warn you? Was it blackout? Was it that the lecturer that taught that course prior to the new lecturer that started teaching you wasn't as difficult as this your new lecturer? So maybe you carried the energy of the easy lecturer into this new and difficult lecturer. You know, I feel like at this point I'm probably covering some of the reasons. You just need to think about which one it is and which one it fell under. Were you too busy? You were so involved in so many extracurricular activities that you didn't have time to study very well during the semester? Were your test scores too bad that your exam just couldn't make up for them? Did you miss assignments? Were your scores too low in group works? Did you just wing it and hope for the best, or did you overrate the course such that you thought it was going to be so hard? You ended up studying the most hardest things about the topic and you just couldn't answer the little ones. it happens. So we need to know where we missed it. I remember when I had my worst result of all my results in 400 levels second semester. When I resumed 500 levels first semester, the first thing I did was to write out all the things that I think I did the previous semester that I did wrong that contributed to me having that CGPA. Because prior to that semester, I just had a 5.0. So if the next semester I was having my worst GPA, it simply means that I didn't do the same things I were doing in previous semester. So I took a journal or a jotter, as the case may be, and I wrote out everything. I was too soaked in so many extracurricular. That semester I did the most I have done in every semester. Now let me mention this, that in all my 5 years undergraduate, right, if we calculate everything together, I was involved in so many activities. But if we want to calculate it per semester, I was not in more than what I could carry. So there were some that after a particular semester, after a session, I say, yes, I'm done with this, I want to move on to this, but I cannot join this week, so I remove it. There were some that I took for just 1 year, there were some that were for 2 years, there were some that were for my whole 4 years or 5 years. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So list out the issue that you faced, and then we can know how to tackle it, just to make sure we do not repeat the same mistake again. Something I told one of my mentees is that you need to wipe your tears and move on. And the fact that that result was just not your usual result does not change the fact that you are still that smart person. You are still, the fact that you don't feel bad about the result, it just simply shows that you are serious about your life, you're serious about yourself. You know what is a good result and you're working towards a good result. That's exactly what it means. Because let me tell you something. There are some people who didn't do half as you performed, and they don't give a damn about their results. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that. So the fact that you feel bad about it is simple. You are serious and you care about doing better, and better you will do. So let's get into how to change it. Number one, change your approach. Stupidity is not the madman walking on the street. Stupidity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So you cannot repeat what you did the previous semester and expect to get a good result. If you start reading few days to exam, you cannot do that again and expect to get a better result. If you were too involved in too many extracurricular activities, you cannot repeat history and expect to get a different result. Those things that you already wrote down inside your jotter or your journal. One next review though, as to why you think you didn't do well. Now we're going to flip it and do the opposite of them. You get? So that opposite, flip the page to another new leaf and write out the opposite as what you're going to do that semester. So now we're going to be more serious with our class attendance. We're going to be more serious with reading that course. If we think it's the lecturer, we understand the lecturer, and we're going to be more serious with coming hard on the lecturer as hard as he intends to come on us too. If it's that you are cramming too much, now we're going to be intentional about understanding and memorizing and understanding. If it's that we underrated the course, now we know better. If it's that you're not going to be taking the course again, thank goodness, you still need to implement the strategies that I'm going to be giving you. Step number 4, don't let your grade define you. I'm not about to do motivational speech, but seriously, there is a way you can subconsciously let your grade define you, such that if you used to consider yourself average, for instance, you might think that maybe you're not all that, and then other semesters were just luck. If it's that you used to consider yourself smart, you might think that maybe you're not all that, right? If it's that you used to perform poorly and you were stepping up already and then you went back again, see, let me tell you something. Growth and consistency is showing up every day. It doesn't matter the level of upness you show. Bad English, good preaching. It's just one grade, and really, one grade is too small to define who you are. One grade, one mini setback is not the end of your life, and you definitely can fix it. But there's something I always say. Now I feel like there are so many things I always say. The fact that you've not graduated simply means that you still have the power to control your grades in your hands. Like, once you write your last paper for your last semester as an undergraduate, you lose the power to determine what you can finish with. But even if you're writing your final second semester exam, the fact that there's still another session tells a simple story that you still can redefine your grades. There were points where my CGPA was lower than what I eventually finished with, right? There were points where my CGPA was higher than what I eventually finished with. But as long as I was still an undergraduate, I had the power to decide what I wanted to finish with. So let me tell you something in simple terms. Even if you have just one semester to go, the power to decide what you finish with is still where? In your hands. The final tip I'm going to give you, just so I don't waste too much of your time, is that we need to have a plan for this semester. If you had a plan first semester or the previous semester and it didn't work, we need to change our plan. If you didn't have a plan first semester, you were just going with the flow, even after I made videos, lots of videos of how to plan for your semester, of how to, achieve the grade that you want, of how to not make these mistakes that can end you. You need to binge watch my videos if you haven't, because maybe that's just one of the reasons. You need to adjust your study habits. You need to manage your time better. You need to just learn how to manage your time better. I'm not going to say cut out all the extracurricular activities, because there's no successful person that does only one thing. Even people who are making money do not have one source of income. So I'm not going to tell you stop doing what you're doing. It doesn't matter if that's not what's earning you money right now. If it's just earning you experience, right, that's fine. I'm not going to say cut out this, stop doing this, blah blah blah. But the ones that can go, the ones that can stay. So please plan your study time. Try to study consistently. I'm not going to say study every day, because for real it just might be impossible, and I'm not going to say don't study every day, because it just might sound like exactly what you did that cost you the previous result. So I'm just going to say strive for a consistent study habit. When you have a study habit, it simply means that the days you do not study are the weird days. Like, it's not like, oh, I study when I feel like. And it's not necessarily like you study every day. It's just that the days you don't study are the weird days. Even if it's 1 hour of study, 45 minutes of study, I promise you, a simple 30-minute study, like sitting down and saying from 1 o'clock to 1:30, I'm going to study. You cannot even compare it to just doing nothing for that 30 minutes. And who knows, 30 minutes just might turn to 1 hour. So if you've ever had a bad grade and you bounced back, you came back on your feet, congratulations to you, and please drop the tips that you think worked for you in the comment section. Let people read them. And if you did not gain anything from this video, just remember this simple thing that I said you should do. Pick a jotter on one page, sit down and think, why do you think you had this score in this course or the results generally? And on the other page, write what the opposite of those things are, what they should be for you to achieve what you want in this new semester, or at least not repeat the same mistakes you made in this semester. Because until you can identify the mistakes you made there, you cannot formulate a plan that will work for you in this new semester. And if you cannot formulate a plan that will work for you in this new semester, you are simply preparing yourself to make the same mistake. People bounce off bad grades, but that's because they do things differently and expect a different results. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe this video if you haven't, and I really want you to be part of my YouTube channel. I realize that I don't tell people to subscribe enough, and who do I think I am? Because even Mr. Beast does. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.